Yes. Good evening and welcome everyone to our today's special event, Your Speciality, Create Your Magic, Your Inner Power. So this is Khalil Al-Houti from Kuwait Harmony House Meditation Center. First of all, I would like to tell you that our event is organized by Harmony House Meditation Center and Bahrain Meditation Center. And also, I would like to tell you if you have if anyone wants Arabic translation, they can go to the Arabic link in the post, which we sent it. Please feel free to join if you need any Arabic translation. And today, our event is about speciality and which create our magical power. So what I learned from Harmony House Meditation Center since 2014, that when we see the speciality of ourselves and the speciality of others, it create more harmony and unity. And also when we see the weaknesses of ourselves and other, there will be more dislike and we will create more boundary toward them. So it's very good to see the speciality of others, so we become more loving toward others and ourselves. So I will introduce our speaker, Mathias Steffen from Switzerland. He's a headmaster and stress and resilience coach. Also, in his many years of experience as a school director, he learned through meditation how to deal with all sorts of people, challenges, and positive way. Also, Mathias coordinates the activity at the Brahma Kumari Center in Zurich. Also, I want to say something private about our speaker. Also, he is in Switzerland. He has lacking nothing. He has the nature and everything, but he feels there is something missing and he needs to discover it. So in his long journey in Asia, he discovered Raja Yoga meditation in India, which give him back the key to the inner resources. And we learned through Raja Yoga meditation that whatever we seek, happiness, contentment, love, peace, everything is inside us, within us. It's not outside there. Yes, thank you all for joining us today. Any question or anything, you can feel free to write them in the chat box. And thank you. Mathias, you can go start. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Khalid, for this lovely introduction. And I think what you said about specialities was really so on spot that I wonder whether I should continue, because you already took the main essence out of this topic, the big change in our lives when we see the specialities compared to when we are caught up in weaknesses. So the title is Your Speciality is Your Magic Power. And as I was preparing for this presentation, I was honestly asking myself, is it real what I'm going to share here, or is it just does it just sound nice? Is it really possible that a speciality of ours can be your magic power? And then I was reflecting on also people I know. It's easier sometimes to see the specialities in others than to see the speciality in ourselves. And then I was remembering lately, I heard a story of someone who shared his life story. And this was a story of someone who had to flee from Vietnam in the war in the 70s. And after he fled, he was in a state where he would not have a single penny to even send a letter to his not daughter, to his sister. He wanted to write a letter to his sister just to tell her what he all experienced, but he did not even have the money for that. So he was really in a difficult situation. And now, 4 decades later, he has kind of built up an empire. In a sense, he has owns 60 to 70 factories. And so he was asked, how did you do that? What carried you through life? And his answer was, it was actually faith. He said, whatever happened in my life, I would say, thank you to the universe. Something good happened in his life, thank you. Something difficult happened, thank you. Something would work out, thank you, universe. Something would not work out, thank you, universe. This attitude of gratitude was carrying always forward. And so that was his speciality, gratitude. And he also said faith, not a faith that there is some greater power there taking care of me. So that was something I was remembering. And then someone else came to my mind. Whatever happens in her life, I hear her saying, wonderful. Something difficult happens, she says, wonderful. Something nice happens, she says, wonderful. See, it's only a word, wonderful, but what is behind this word? It's a speciality. The speciality of complete acceptance, openness to what life has to offer. And sometimes life would offer nice things, easy to accept. Sometimes less nice things, but all is wonderful. So I was just reminding myself of a few examples, and I saw, yes, actually, it's possible that a speciality of yours can be your magic power. And every one of us has one speciality or a set of specialities. And the power, it can become a power. What is a power? A power is something that carries you through easy situations, but also through difficult situations. A power is something you can rely on. Something that makes you cross barriers. And when something is a magic power, then this enables you to do things that you would normally think, actually, I cannot do that. But finally, you manage, you end up doing it, and you succeed, and you are victorious in a sense. Whatever happens, you end up being content with yourself, content with life, content with others. So I really think it's possible that our speciality can be our magic power. So what is a speciality actually? What is a speciality? A speciality is something that contributes to life. Something that uplifts your own life, something with what you can uplift the life of others. A speciality is something that contributes to the beauty in life. Something that can transform life from something dry into something beautiful. Something that can transform situations. It's even something that can transform people. Because in a speciality, there is energy, there's vibration. Sometimes we say vibrations. In a speciality, there is vibration, there is energy. And the speciality can bring something from a lower level of energy onto a higher level of energy. And we have these kind of specialities. Every single one of us has his specialities. If you want, you can find out a whole set of your specialities. If you want, you can focus on one specific specialty and make this into your magic power. And how? This is what we're going to look at today. But when I thought about speciality, I found that actually the whole world is based on specialities. When you think, there is nothing that exists in the world without a speciality. It's like a speciality gives us the right to exist. So definitely every human being has specialities. Every creature has a speciality. Every plant has a speciality. Every object has a speciality. Why would something exist if it wasn't for a speciality? Even object, look around in your house, in your flat. Everything that you have has a speciality. That's why it exists, and that's why you have it. But even every creature, maybe a little creature, you could think, oh, what is the speciality of this? Maybe it's even a creature that seemed to create harm to others only. But then you find out, no, this creature is absolutely essential in a what's his English expression, in a food chain. So this creature is food for a higher life force, for another species. And so it's highly, highly important. And if this creature wouldn't be there, then everything is out of balance. So we can say that the whole world is based on specialities. So when you read about the title, did you ask yourself, what is my specialty? What is your specialty? And then the question, how can we not only know it, but how can we make it into a magic power that stays with us and that we can use actually in life? Of course, it's not that we know the specialty and then that's it. It becomes our power, but it's actually a process to make it into a power. And this is why I thought, let's go together on a journey. Now in Switzerland, we have mountains. We like climbing on mountains. I guess in Kuwait, there's not too many mountains. Actually, I was Googling, wondering whether there's any mountains at all. I saw there's a range of small mountains. So maybe you would rather go into a camel safari in the desert. That would be very attractive for us, something we cannot do here. We climb on mountains. So to develop our speciality into a magic power, it's a journey. But very important, a journey doesn't mean that it's something hard. When we climb on mountains, even though sometimes it's a long way, sometimes it's very steep, but we enjoy it. Maybe you sometimes get even out of breath, but we enjoy it so much. And you don't say, oh, it's so hard, I shouldn't be doing that. No, I want to stand here. I want to enjoy my food, my simple food out of my lunchbox, sitting here on the top with my friends. enjoying the view from there. So what I want to say is, even though it's a journey, it doesn't mean that it's hard work, and also it doesn't mean that it takes a long time. I think nowadays, whatever we want to achieve for ourselves, it can actually happen quickly. Things can happen very quickly. So, but why would we work on that? Can you visualize your life when you use your speciality? It would be a life where you feel secure and safe because you know this is a speciality I can always rely on. Whatever the situation is, I can use this speciality. And you tried it out and it's proven. You have proved it yourself many times that it actually works. And because you're using your speciality, actually what it creates also a sense of self-worth, self-esteem. When you experience self-worth, self-esteem, then you can appreciate the specialities of others. If you don't live up to your specialities, then there is the risk that you are jealous when you see the speciality of others. Do you see that? How is it that it can happen to us, we see the speciality of others and we get jealous? It can be because maybe I have the same qualities, but I don't use it. And so if I start making the effort to use it actually, then my self-esteem will increase. And then I also, as a result, I will be enjoying the specialities of others. And of course, it has a big impact on relationships. And then we can easily start working with others. Actually, I experienced that very practically at work. When I started working as a principal, I was very new, I was young and was working with a woman who was very powerful, very intelligent. Basically on this job, she was just much, much better than I was. I had a lot to learn. And so I don't know whether I could really see that at that moment, but I think I was quite jealous. So, and when there's jealousy, there's competition. And what it does is, for example, she would propose something, and maybe because of not feeling my self-worth, I would say no instead of saying yes. You're experienced, okay, let's go for that. And so there is actually, you lose a lot of energy. You lose a lot of energy in these little conflicts. So some years later, I learned a lot. I learned about my specialities. I developed my specialities. And then I started working with a new lady. Actually, she also was very intelligent, very good, very powerful. But because I learned to use my specialities at work, I got to know this I'm good at and this I'm not good at. No problem. And so with the second lady, we never had any conflict because she knew what she could do. I knew what I could do. She would propose something. I would say, yes, let's go for it. I would propose something. She would say, yes, let's go for it. No competition. It was such a beautiful environment to work with. And actually, I realized it has to do with using your speciality that creates your self-respect. So that was meant to be a short introduction As usual, it got a bit longer than expected because now I would like to take you on a journey. I put this picture a little bit more so that you can see the top, the bottom. So let's go on a journey. Let's climb the mountain. And when we go on a mountain, actually, what we do, we pack our backpack. And then sometimes among friends, you could do jokes like to make the backpack of your friends heavier. You put something in it, something that is actually not useful. And so I put some stones in it. And now I want to check my awareness here. Is there something that I'm carrying with me that actually is only weight, but I don't use it? And so I would like to ask you now, when we start talking about your specialty, and when I say yours, I mean every single one of you. When we talk about my specialty, what comes immediately in your mind? Is it something like, I don't have specialties, or this is difficult for me, or I don't know, or I cannot find out? And sometimes we carry these kind of attitudes inside, and we carry them with us very silently. They sit in our subconscious, and we are not realizing that these attitudes are there. And it's actually blocking us from absorbing what comes next. You know, let's say when you listen to all this, but you carry subtly and unknowingly the attitude, I don't have a specialty. So how will you be able to benefit from the rest of the journey? And it's very easy to transform that. That is, you just change it around. When your thought is your immediate thought, I don't have a specialty, you make it into, I have a specialty. I do have a specialty. When your attitude maybe is, I can't find out, you turn it into, I can find out. And then you write that down. If you're equipped with some paper, pencil, you write this attitude down, but in a good way, in a positive way. I can find out. I have a specialty. I can make it into my power. So last time we had a talk and we did this little exercise, and then afterwards someone was writing an email and she wrote, she found that she had the attitude, first I have to care for all others, and then only I can care for myself. And then she realized that, she changed it around. She said, first I can take care of myself, and then I can take care of others. And after having said that, she got so relaxed, so released, that she actually fell asleep and she missed the rest of the talk. And then that's why she was writing afterwards, is there a recording? Because I immediately fell asleep after this change of attitude. So these are attitudes that are blocking us. So now we have taken out this extra weight. Now let's take the first few steps, and then we have to decide, now, do I really go this way? Or maybe I get very quickly distracted. That means you have other ideas how you can work on yourself, or someone else tells you, no, speciality is not so important. You better work on your weaknesses. And so this sometimes happens. We say, okay, let me work on that for some time. Let me keep that in focus for 1, 2, 3 weeks. But then something along the way comes and we easily get distracted. And so now we just take the decision, okay, let me focus on my speciality. That is very natural to me. Let me find out this very positive side, this powerful side on myself. And then we come here to the first stop. And this represents just humanity. These are women, men, children, slim ones, big ones, humanity. And as human beings, only because we are human beings, we can say we have many, but one very powerful speciality that every single one of us has. And we can always use that. And what would that be? Animals don't have that. Human beings have it. If we use it, if we cultivate it. I'm talking about the power to cooperate. We can cooperate. In the animal kingdom, it's sometimes eat or get eaten. In the human world, it's more live and let live. But we can even go beyond that and say, live in order to uplift the life of others. I find that very beautiful. Live in order to uplift the lives of others. And of course, our own lives would then be a very good life, a very fulfilling life, because you're always engaged in something meaningful. You meet someone, how can I uplift this one? And I'm talking very practically, you go in a supermarket after the lockdown, of course, and you buy something, you pay at the cash counter, there is a lady or a man sitting there. How can you uplift this person? Not only pay for what you buy, but how can you uplift the spirit of this person? You take the bus, you're sitting in the train, you're sitting next to one. Sometimes it's, with your eyes, with your face. Sometimes you say something. Sometimes you can lend a hand. So the power to cooperate. This is a very beautiful speciality that we have. And what makes it very special for human beings is actually that we can cooperate even in adverse situations. This is very specific for human beings. Someone is not nice to you, you still can cooperate. You see? Something is challenging, someone is challenging you, you still can cooperate. So this is something quite extraordinary, actually, where you go beyond your impulses and you understand that it's important to be positive, important to uplift, and you understand that the other person is challenging you because probably he's challenged in his life. Actually, at work as a principal, I experienced that a lot. That's sometimes teachers would challenge me in for little things. And then when I react on this challenge, I only make things worse. But when you manage just to remain calm and respectful and understand, yes, these teachers, it's a hard job, Maybe he's tired, maybe she's tired, maybe she had to deal with very difficult kids. So as a result, maybe the mood is not so good and she would challenge me for something little. So, okay, Let's see beyond that. Let's cooperate. And very important, this cooperate. Sometimes we tend to understand it on a very hands-on level, on a very physical level. To cooperate means to help physically. This can be, but first and foremost, cooperation is from inside, with your feelings. Cooperate with good thoughts, with your attitude. That means someone is negative to you, you cooperate and you try to be positive, you try to uplift anyway. This is the power of cooperation. So if we can use that power in our lives, in every situation, it's very beneficial for us, it's very beneficial for others, it's very beneficial for the energy that we send out into the world, an energy that's very much needed at this time. And so let's go one step further. And now we're asking ourselves, okay, I have speciality that we all have as human beings. What is my personal speciality? What is my personal speciality? There's different ways we can think about that and how we can find out. For example, ask yourself, how would your friends see you? What would they say? Oh, this one is so... Maybe they would say, this one is always kind. This one is always creative. Now I'm thinking of a person, everyone says, oh, she's so creative. I think of another person, everyone says, oh, he's so peaceful. I think of someone else, everybody says, he is so generous. He is so generous. So these are the specialities I'm talking about. I'm not talking about skills. I'm talking about specialities of the soul, of us inner spiritual beings. If you want to get an overview, then you just Google for list of virtues, and then you get a whole list. And then you can see what resonates with you. Another way to find out is, now if there is some greater power in the universe, and this greater power watches you, what would that greater power see in you? What is the speciality of you, the human being on this earth? What did you bring onto this earth that brings more light on this planet? And another nice way to think of your speciality is think of 1, 2, 3 situations in your life where you very much felt in your power. Where you felt, oh yes, this is me. I feel my inner power. I feel my joy. I feel there is no fear of whatsoever. I just can go for that. Think of 1, 2, 3 little situations in your life. Just now, what comes spontaneously in your mind? This can be very little situations, seemingly insignificant, but it's significant. So maybe 1, 2 situations come in your life, and now take the best. From these situations, take the best. Now you really felt, oh yes, I feel my power. I feel the power of the soul. And then ask yourself, What was the main virtue actually that was driving you in this moment? Now, what gave you the kick? Was it courage, or was it freedom, or was it because you felt this unlimited love for everyone? Or was it peace, this realization that nothing can shake you? What was it? What speciality was it? So this you can find out about yourself. Another, another method I would like to mention is, you can also think of specific film scenes, a movie that would really touch your heart, really touch your heart. And then you ask yourself, why is it actually touching my heart so much? For example, for myself, probably many of you would know the film Dances with Wolves. Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner. Maybe the younger ones don't know it, I don't know. But in this film, in this movie, there was a scene that was touching me so much. A very simple scene, how he was totally alone on the countryside. He was walking through high grass, totally alone, and he was just enjoying nature. And this touched me so much, how could enjoy everything without having anyone around him. He was completely with himself. Not anyone there to give him confirmation, oh yes, this is really nice. And so if you have your movie scene that touches you, you find out how does it connect with you? Why is it so special to you? Okay, do you get that? So you can find out what is the speciality that it's really yours, of you, the soul, this spiritual being. And this speciality stays with you. But then maybe we haven't used it very much. And so I was wondering, what would our life look like when we made this speciality our main focus in our life, in our lives? Actually, I wanted the better words than vision would be mission. Let's say if my speciality is love. It can be anything. I just take an example. What if I really made this my mission in my life? To bring this love forward, to make this love practical in every situation with every human being, with difficult ones, with lovely ones, with kind ones, with old ones, with young ones, with foreign ones, with close ones. In the way I deal in situations, I deal with nature. And I was, I was thinking of great personalities in human history. For example, let's say Martin Luther King. Would there have been one single moment in his life where he forgot a kind of his mission to fight for equal rights for all races? That was his mission. Or let's say Mahatma Gandhi. Would there have been one moment in his life where he kind of forgot that it's about freeing India? No, that was his mission. And I think he wouldn't bother about, nice weather, not nice weather, good food, not good food, people appreciative to me, people not appreciating me. No, he's got his mission and also the vision of India being free. And so, if, for example, I have my mission is to bring love into this world. I think that would be really powerful. I say would because I'm honest. This is something I want to work on myself. That means practically, let's say when you go to work, you go to your office in the morning, your main priority would not be, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But your main priority would be, I bring love into this office. With every phone call, I will bring love. With every interaction with my colleagues, I want to enrich this interaction with love. I know my boss, maybe he's a person who is often not so much in a good mood. Why? Because he or she would need love. So let me even in this situation add this noble contribution, love. So this is what it practically means when I make my specialty my mission. And there is an activity I haven't done for myself, but as soon now spring is coming in Switzerland, as soon as we can do long walks, I will go for a mission walk. Maybe you have heard of that. It's an activity where you go for a walk and you just carry this question in your heart, so to say. What is my mission? What is my mission in this world? What is my mission? And so you carry this question with you the whole day and you walk. Maybe, I'm not joking, maybe you really literally go on a camel safari. I think that would be lovely, a whole day out in the desert. And you carry this question, what is actually my mission here on this earth? And by the end of the day, I think it would be quite clear. There's people, they do that for a whole week, a mission week. As time is very precious, and I think we don't need a week, but a whole day would be lovely. Let's take the next step. I hope you can see what that is. This is a treasure box. This is a treasure box where there is gold nuggets or whatever, or jewelry, or so the symbol for accumulation. How do I accumulate my speciality so that it becomes stronger and stronger? And I can accumulate in 3 ways. I use it for my own benefit, absolutely. Again, if it's love, or let's just to take different example, someone else find I'm very patient. It's actually a great power. Patience is a great power. So yes, be patient with yourself. Be patient with others, be patient in circumstances. First, use the power, the speciality for yourself, and you accumulate. Second, use it for everyone else, to make everyone else of in your relationships content. And then third, use it for the service of mankind. How do you do that? Since I'm living here with a friend of mine, and he came back from India, and he said it was just crazy. he said, I feel like everybody is running. Everybody's running. And he went to the meditation center there, and he said, even sometimes I felt there, everybody's running. There was a kind of class, and after the class, people start running around. Oh, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that. And then, since then, what we do 4 times a day, we stop our activities and we sit in meditation and we hold the world still. That's in our awareness. We just imagine we rise above the earth and we hold the world still. And actually, I get the feeling it works. It really, I feel I can contribute to the world. It's like the world can breathe. There's someone who is holding everything still. And I imagine how the globe is how the globe even stops turning. And I imagine all the souls, they stop working, but just everybody comes into silence and starts breathing, coming out of this craziness of doing. This is I just give you one idea how you can use your speciality to serve the world. Now you can give love, you can give patience, you can give creativity. Creativity, the trust that people need to have that there is a solution for everything. So I'm going forward. I'm looking at the clock. Now this is very important. This symbolizes a trap. When we use a speciality, let's say to take another example, tolerance. It's very good to be tolerant. Tolerant means you remain peaceful no matter what. This is tolerance. You remain calm, content, no matter what. Now, every speciality needs to be balanced out with another quality. I give them 2-3 examples. If I only tolerate, people start taking advantage of me. They will want to see how far can we go until he sets limits. And I experienced that on the job because I only tolerate it. I didn't set limits. So people keep pushing you, challenging you until you say, hold on, now you're going too far. You stop that. But you don't do it with anger, but with tolerance. Friendly, but firm. Now you don't go further. And this is one example. Tolerance has to be balanced out with setting limits, the courage to set limits. Now patience has to be balanced. If you're patient, then it becomes a weakness because then nothing happens. So patience needs to be balanced with being active. You see? So every specialty of yours, if you want that, to make into your magic power, it has to be balanced. So you would find out what the balance is. But if it's not balanced, your specialty becomes a trap. It becomes your weakness. And now, last but not foremost, here, see, you're almost on the top, but then there's a barrier. What do you do? What do? You went all the way on the mountain and you enjoyed the walk. You did all the tasks. And then shortly before the end, there is a barrier. Stop here. You can't go any further. It's just a test. What you do is you just bypass it and you reach the top. It's just a test. So whenever there's a situation, there is one phrase you can take to heart, and this is, I am elevated. My stage is elevated, or you could say my awareness is elevated, or my consciousness is elevated. And this situation is just a test paper. Let's say someone is challenging you, is saying you something that you don't like, or is accusing you of something you haven't done. It's just a test. If you manage to stay true to your speciality, to stay calm, then you passed. This is the way we pass tests. Just stay in your speciality. But what we do is maybe we try to prove, no, that's not true, and then we start fighting. But truth will reveal itself, because sometimes when you try to prove the truth, it becomes a fight. So that's sometimes something that sometimes helps me, just to say, okay, truth will reveal itself. I just need to wait a little bit. I just have to remain calm. I don't always manage, of course, but when it works, when I pass a test, it feels so good. Or any situation is just a test. The test is not to lose courage, not to lose faith, not to lose your power, not to lose your patience. That's the test, to stay on track. And then when you pass these tests, you are on the top. And you make your speciality. With all these steps, you make your speciality into your power. And then the last step, before we then go into meditation, what we actually can do in meditation, we can recharge this speciality. You connect with a higher power, with a source of light, and you just imagine, let's say when your speciality is so when your specialty is you are very courageous, and then situations come, you need courage here, courage there, so you just recharge the soul with courage so that you never run out of courage. In meditation, you just download this energy into the soul. So Khalid, I guess this is the time now to do a meditation. Is that correct? Good.
Yeah, you can feel free, Mathias. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So after listening, we come inside to a state of relaxation and alertness. My breathing is slow and steady. And this night I create a very good feeling for myself. A state where I do not question myself, where I just accept the goodness of the soul. And I enjoy this feeling of self-worth. And now I think of one special quality of mine. And I feel surrounded by this energy. If my quality, for example, is courage, I feel surrounded by courage. I feel like I'm sitting in an aura of courage. It's like this energy of courage is holding me. I think we need to stop the music because we go right now. Anyway, I'm surrounded by the energy of my own special quality. And it's like this energy is holding me. And you take your special quality. And the energy of your quality is penetrating your whole personality. Every cell of the body is filling itself with this energy. Energy of love, energy of courage, whatever is your speciality. And this aura of this energy is protecting me from any outside influence. I feel completely protected by my own speciality. It's like nothing can touch me or influence me. And now in front of me, in a good distance, behind a thick wall of glass, I see all people in my life. And right behind the glass, I see people who are challenging me in my life. But because of the glass wall and the distance, I feel so safe and calm. And now what I do is I send the energy of my speciality to these people, to these souls, because they need my love, they need my patience, and they need courage. As I send vibrations of my speciality to these souls, I see their face changing. How their faces become relaxed and smiling. And so my speciality has become such a power that it transforms others. And everything becomes light and bright. And as I'm using my speciality in such a good way, I feel that supreme source of my speciality is opening up above me. And it's like the sun of love, the sun of courage, the sun of strength. Is filling me with this light. Because I'm using this energy for such a good purpose. And so I'm getting filled with this energy. And I'm passing on this energy to the needy souls, the needy persons behind the glass wall. And then I come back to the place where I'm sitting. And I hold on to the thought that I am filled with speciality. Thank you.
Thank you, Mathias, for this wonderful jewels that you share with us. I have write a lot of notes, so I would like to share them with you. What is the specialty that is contribute to life, uplift the life of others, transfer life, situation, and also transfer people. Also, there is nothing in the world without a specialty. Human, planet, object, all they have a specialty.
True.
And when we use a specialty, you will be safe, secure, self-worth, self-esteem. And not knowing your specialty, you will be jealous. You will lose a lot of energy, and will be a lot of conflict. And to use your specialty, you will like specialty of other, you will work with others and cooperate with others. And the steps, I like the steps about how to discover our specialty. The first step to take out the extra weight. And I love the example which you gave about the lady, which she to take care of ourselves, then to take care of others. And the second one, focus on my specialty. The second one, power to cooperate, live in order to uplift the life of others. And the fourth one, think of your specialty, how your friends see you in any situation. If your life, what is when you feel more powerful. And the fifth step, the mission and vision. To make a specialty practical, to bring it to life, and the main priority to bring love in this world. And the sixth one, accumulation of a specialty, become stronger, use it for my own benefit and the benefit of others. And the seventh, the trap. Every specialty need to be balanced out, so nobody take advantage of you. And number 8, this situation is a just test paper. And the last is how to recharge and empower your specialty. And we have a nice meditation on that. So we have many questions. So we have from the Arabic Zoom, they have this question. If my boss is very moody and he doesn't like me and always ignore me and puts obstacle between me and the administration, and I have tried my many ways to be nice with him, beside preserving my dignity. So what she will do in this situation? Her boss is putting many obstacles between her and the administration.
Yeah. I think this is very relevant question. I actually can only give an example. Lately, in a course, there was a lady listening. She was actually sharing something similar, and but I don't know, and you cannot say that every situation is the same, of course. But I'm just sharing this example. So there would be one colleague or the boss who really was not cooperative, but then she decided to kind of make an attempt to change the atmosphere. And in this case, it was as simple as that. No, she looked for a situation where she could actually make a compliment to this person. And believe it or not, but this compliment changed so much. Because I think these persons, they lack self-worth, and that's why they have to demonstrate power, and they create obstacles for others because they don't feel that they are worth something themselves. But what we then do is our internal picture is, if I close my eyes, probably I would see this person as very big and myself as very small and powerless. I think this is what often happens. This is our inner picture. We carry that, he's powerful and I am small here. And then it's this dynamic is recreating itself again and again and again. So when I can change this internal picture of actually, no, I am powerful. I am full of spiritual power. I can stay cooperative. I can stay loving and respectful. And I see that the other soul is actually in a state of need. It changes the whole game, actually. It changes the whole game. And I will see that this soul is actually in a pitiful state. You know, what a pitiful state if you need to create obstacles for others. But when I see that I am actually powerful, I am the powerful soul, I would send different vibrations, different energy. And the talk in our minds is often, I mean, I speak from my own experience, is often then very negative. I keep then repeating negative thoughts towards this soul. And this soul picks that up unknowingly. And so the same story is recreating itself. So if I can change my inner picture, if I can change my self-talk, if I can uplift my spirit, then a different dynamic can actually take place. Sometimes overnight, almost. Sometimes it takes a bit longer. But now what I want to say is here the trap. Now, if this person is going so far, know that that I need also to set limits, then I have to do that. Because sometimes people want to see how far can I go, and I personally believe that that this is an unconscious thing happening, like little children. They want to see, what do I have to do until my mom is going to say, no, now you stop it. And so sometimes we have to, with self-respect, we have to set a limit. But if I do it with anger and force, then it spoils the relationship and I lose myself, I lose my dignity. But if I can, I don't say that this is easy, but if I can stand straight with dignity and say, no, please treat me in a nice way. Let us cooperate in a nice way. I will cooperate with you. Please don't create obstacles so that I can support you in your work. This is just I'm thinking, but also, as working as a coach, this can also be prepared, for example, because it can be very challenging, especially if this pattern is going on for some time. But to take one session with someone, or maybe with a good friend, your friend is playing your boss and you are playing yourself, and then you act that out and you rehearse that, and then you can manage to break the pattern. This is what comes to my mind.
Yeah, apologize. We disconnected for a while. So yeah, Mathias, so the last question, because we're supposed to end up in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the last question is how to cultivate self-love when we realize that it has not trust in ourselves, not through words, but truly to feel it, to really truly feel the self-love.
Yeah. Now it's a nice question. We are talking about this here. Now I think this is at the time to make subtle realizations about the self. And maybe you can find out what is blocking the self-love. I give you an example. I had a realization yesterday, quite a subtle one. My afternoon was not working out as it was meant to. And so at the evening, I had a bit time left. And so I wanted to jump into an activity. And then something was holding me back. And I was realizing the pattern. Now you do something just to keep you busy. And afterwards you can say, I have done something. Actually, it's my lack of self-worth and doing something to increase my sense of self-worth. And then I stopped that. And then I said, no, why I don't do that? It's not necessary. I'm just happy now the way I am. And so it gave me a very good feeling inside. So I think it's time to make subtle realization and carry this question, why don't I love myself? But then also create a different affirmation. Be a little bit patient and feed yourself again and again and again in a very deep and slow way. I do love myself. I do love myself. I am loved by the people. I am loved by the universe. I love myself. I am loved by the people. I am loved by the universe. And because we think since a long time, I am not lovable, there is this blockage. And so that's why it takes a little bit time to feed this new program into the subconscious. I love myself. I am loved by people. I am loved by the universe. But then one more thing I would like to mention in this regard. When you, for example, when you want to do something from your heart, when you want to do something, to be something, but somehow we keep postponing, because, we give actions priority, we give other things priority, and we don't give ourselves the priority. So when we can stop this craziness of doing, being busy, but listen to the heart, what is my heart's call now? What is my heart telling now to do? And you do then that. This increases self-love. It creates a feeling of deep contentment to stop pushing this call away and get busy with other things, but rather than focusing on what's important now.
Thank you so much, Mathias, for your time and everything. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I wish you a good night, happy dreams. And yeah, thank you so much. Mathias, any final words?
It was a pleasure. Thanks so much for the opportunity. Actually, I would love to see Kuwait. It would make a good difference to being here in Switzerland all the time now. Yeah. So thanks for joining and thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And we wish to see Switzerland. We want the cold and you want the heat. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Om Shanti. Bye.